Corporal Randall here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell. That way you know when I post something new. Today's topic is going to be fun for me because it was totally unplanned. I had a different topic I wanted to do today. I was completely content with it. I looked into it, made sure I was doing my due diligence and wasn't talking out the side of my neck. And then I watched the late night news. What happened on the late night news? Well, I was able to find out apparently a lot of the things I thought to be true may just be the case. Among those, I've routinely argued that not only were teachers overpaid, but they basically didn't like their job, wanted a job with job security, guaranteed income. And since they didn't like their job and most students didn't feel like being there, it was a match made in heaven. It often explains why there are so many teacher professional days and 3-day weekends that didn't seem to exist when I was coming up. But I digress. So, looking at the news last night, I was told, hey, the largest school system in North Carolina is looking to reopen. And guess who's against it? Give it a sec. Think really hard. Who doesn't want to be there, but also doesn't want to give up their checks? Have you guessed it yet? The teachers. You know what? This is hilarious to me because they want to be compensated for the work they do. They just want to be able to roll out of bed and do it. You know, no coming into a building, no dealing with the children, interacting, having the ability to literally mute them on a Zoom call. So they don't even have to hear them if they don't want to. But they still get their pay. One of the teachers actually was explaining, and this was someone who could have been more than maybe 30, 31 at the best, that we shouldn't have a timeline to come back. It should be whenever things are completely safe. When have things in life ever been completely safe? But no. We can't talk bad about teachers. They're the life's blood of America. I mean, how many teachers did you have growing up? Probably 20, 25 maybe, not even including college professors. But how many of them actually impacted your life? You know, set you on a new trajectory, got you to reconsider something or change your stance and improve yourself. For me, I'd say 3, maybe. Normally when I ask that question, I get 2 or 3. It's generally the number. So you're telling me that if you had 20 teachers, there were only 3 of them that were good enough to impact your life. So the rest of them were either average or below average. Now, many states have teachers unions. I'm not going to touch teachers unions on this one. That would just be too easy. But what I will touch is the sacred teachers are underpaid and for the job they do right now. I mean, just today, my daughter was in school in my office. So I got to hear everything that her teacher was teaching and all the other students. Guess what? Essentially, I'm taking the responsibility of being a secondary teacher at that point with none of the income. Sad face. But when I decided to just do a cursory glance, just to keep my numbers current, I was able to find that most teachers generally make close to, if not, the median household income by themselves. What do you mean by that? Well, the median household income in the United States is roughly $68,000, give or take a few hundred. The median teacher income for elementary school is $53,000. Not bad. You're off by $18,000. Now, let's assume you have a spouse. Pretty sure they're going to bring in, I don't know, working part-time, no less than $18,000. So, what about middle school teachers? Well, their income was slightly higher at about $55,000 a year. Okay, high school, roughly 60. Notice anything? They're all extremely close to the median household income. You know what an entire household, generally 2 parents, 2 people, would make. And they're doing it all by themselves? Oh, but they got to buy supplies for their students and things like that. And they always got to supply their classroom. Give me a break. Now's a good time as any to hit the notification bell or subscribe. Also, I'll be live streaming the debate tonight with my commentary as it goes on. It could be fun. It'll be on my Facebook page, Corporal Randall. CPL period, space, RANDALL. Come on, could be fun. I have multiple licenses that have to be renewed on a regular basis and tests that need to be performed for me to remain licensed. Guess what? That all costs me out of pocket. Most people probably have something similar, so spare me the, hey, they're spending so much money out of pocket on their classes. Now, let's look at it from a different point of view. How many days a year do you think you work? The average American who has a full-time job works 260 days a year. That means they don't take all of their vacation days. Given vacation days and holidays, the average American would work roughly 237 days a year if they took all vacation and holidays. And I'm counting holidays as federally recognized holidays. So that's 10 federally recognized holidays plus 14 vacation days. Not counting sick days because you don't always get sick. But if you want it, you can throw that in. That's about 5 days for most people. Not adding it in though. Makes it too much fun because then I can also add it in on the teacher side and they wouldn't like that. Because when you do the math, guess how many days the average teacher works as opposed to the average American? Oh, let me be clear, for both of these numbers, I added in holidays and weekends. So you get the totality of the number of days worked. The average teacher works a whopping 180 days a year. 180 days? I did say the average full-time American works 260 days, right? Or 237 if they took all the vacation days. So teachers get multiple months off, more than you. But when you look at it, they're making on par with many high-level positions. I mean, if you added the extra time in, let's say that's what, 2-3 months? So you're telling me what they're actually making is about 25% less than they could be making if they actually work the time that they're scheduled off because, I don't know, the rest of the world is working that time. So, still love your teachers. Still think they're underpaid. You can. But we're not allowed to say any of this because when you're being mean, I mean, teachers have a difficult job. They have to deal with small children and they have to corral cats. When did it become the norm that as a teacher, you didn't know what the job entailed before you got there? I mean, you interviewed for the job, you got the job, you're happy at the job, and suddenly you get there and find out, I'm only being paid this, and I have to deal with children. No, you knew that. But again, you wanted safety, and you wanted to make sure that you would be able to get a paycheck with as little work as possible. How can I say as little work as possible? Very simply put, if you look at the average public school, what is their turnout? Especially if we're going into the urban schools. So they're not turning out quality, educated citizens. If you're going into many of the suburbs and things like that, you're probably going to get a slightly better turnout. You go to a charter school, you're going to get normally a much better turnout. Why is that? The teachers are inspired. They're not held up by bureaucracy. They're there to actually do what teachers once said they wanted to do. Teach students and lead the next generation, as opposed to what they currently model of get paid, sit home, and relax. Look at the like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I post a new video. And share the video. Corporal Randall, out.